let's talk about this. So, copyright. It's one of these things that is one of my personal pet peeves and has been one of my personal pet peeves for a substantial amount of time. And I just want to come out and talk about this again because we still have not learned anything. Pretty much there's no learning has been done. We're still doing the same stupid crap. In fact, it's becoming um remarkably worse over time. And like now, from the recent thing they've been saying in this video here, basically publishers are absolutely terrified preserved video games could be used for recreational purposes. So the U.S. Copyright Office has struck down a major effort for game preservation. Now, then we talk about why this is absolute dumb horse shit and why this is like absolutely just unhinged. First of all, preserved video games is a way to preserve art that would otherwise just completely go lost. We would never get to see this again. And while it could be used to play the game, think about what that means for your future game companies. Are you telling me that you do not want people to play Final Fantasy 3, getting invested into the Final Fantasy universe, and then buying the next Final Fantasy game? You're telling me you don't want that. How does that make any fucking sense? You like you know that people, given the choice, if they had to choose between an old game and a new video game coming out, most of the people, and I mean like 98% of the people will say like, I would, yeah, I want to play the new game, right? It's coming out. It says Final Fantasy on it. I played Final Fantasy 3 from this internet database or whatever, and it was on an emulator or whatever, but it was an old game. It's an old game. It's no longer being played by most, like, the entirety of the internet and the gaming sphere, except for retro gaming purposes and review purposes, or for recreational purposes, which is also very valid. But it is just to experience an old piece of art that people put their soul into to create. But no, no, we can't have people playing old games, because that would detract from what we're trying to do, which is still Concord, and that we all saw how that's going. You know, it's like, I will say that, like, it just, this doesn't, from every perspective known to man, shutting down emulation and recreational use of old software, old games, uh, giving people access to these to spread culture and ideals and like ideas and IPs such as Final Fantasy or any of the other ones. Like the fact that you don't want people to experience that, to then lead them into a consumer, like a line of consumers waiting for the next Final Fantasy or whatever IP, right? Why would you not want them to experience three, then go to whatever, seven, eights, nine, Final Fantasy to the 16s, and then move up, like move through the series and get to the present day where they can then buy the new freaking, like, Final Fantasy 18 or whatever. Hold on, let me illustrate another point here. Um, I don't want to flashbang you here, but let's say this is uh game, right? Let's say this is new game. New game, right? We have old game here. Let's say this is old game, right? Then from playing it, from playing this whole game, we create interest for new game. See this? Interest. Let's put interest here. Interest. And the same thing goes for like, you could also put old game or emulation here. Things like that creates interest for new game, right? You can also say new game. You could say it has a high cost. You could say this game or old game has a 0 cost, more or less. And then you could say who gets to play this, because a high cost leads to what? High cost leads to low low availability, and also leads to less interest. 0 cost leads to high availability and high interest, right? But what they don't see, and we can also put we could also put here we could also put piracy, right? But what people fail to understand is that while piracy is here in this area, typically, because nobody would really buy a game and then commit piracy, but the fact that they are here doesn't mean anything, because these people here, because of the high cost, see here, the high cost, they will never buy this game because of the high cost, right? But if they go through this, go through here, they might buy game if good, right? So in order for you to get rid of the piracy aspect here, you either need to lower the cost, or you need to focus on allowing them to test out old games so they get interest. And with interest comes buying the game. So because interest is high in the game, they might buy it. And the only way this happens is if the game is a good game. So really, stop worrying about piracy. Stop worrying about emulation. Stop worrying about fucking like making availability of the old games for like preservation purposes and for recreational purposes. Just make good games. Allow people to experience your games. Share the art with the people that are out there. And then when you get to this point of just this you get a full circle of just good shit. It's what the game industry needs is not to create mass produced, heavy budget, wokeified trash with mediocre gameplay. What the game industry needs is new thinking, creativity, risk taking, make good games. Just focus on making the good games. And then when you have the good games, sell them. Let people fucking experience them. Who cares about fucking like a DRM. What are you getting from DRM? You're not getting anything from that. Like realistically, like in a single player game, why is there DRM? Why is there like fucking anti-piracy in a single player game? Like stop doing this. Just think about what you're doing and then release good games. And if you release enough good games, you could be the next big one. You could be the next B in the triple Bs, because all of the other Bs have fallen. You could be, if you don't know what I mean, like there used to be, Blizzard, BioWare, Bethesda. Those are like the three big Bs. Now they pretty much, BioWare, where are they? Bethesda, where are they? Blizzard, where are they? Like, they need to fucking fight back. And the way they do that is to go and show that they are still the big dogs. And they can't, because they fired all of the people that were the big guys. The ones that were like really fucking good, the ones that really wanted it, the ones that were passionate about video games, they fired them. And this is why I think this is what you're seeing in the video game industry right now. You're seeing that, and this needs to change. And this change comes with a lot of firings. But then you can hire people back, but you got to hire the right people. Hire the people that know what they're doing. I've been Stuff Mustache, and if you're pissed off about piracy and you're pissed off about wokeism in games, give me a sub and a like, and I will give you a video about some other topic at some other point. And I'm out of here because I gotta go to bed and go to work, so have a good day.